We'll start you at the bottom, Director Thompson smirked, leaning back in his leather chair. Entry-level customer service. It's the best way to learn the business. I sat across the mahogany conference table at Pinnacle Technologies, maintaining a polite smile as the board of directors discussed my potential employment. They had no idea they were sitting in what would soon be my building, discussing my future role in what would soon be my company. That's very generous, I replied, watching Thompson fidget with his Patek Philippe watch. The same model I'd bought my assistant for her 5-year work anniversary at Nova Enterprises, my secretly owned tech empire. Now, Miss Harrison, Director Williams chimed in, her condescension barely masked. Your resume is interesting. A computer science degree from Stanford, some freelance coding work. She wrinkled her nose at my deliberately understated CV. If only they knew that the freelance coding work had led to creating the most advanced AI trading platform in the industry. That while they were busy looking down their noses at me, Nova Enterprises had been quietly acquiring their competitors, partners, and soon Pinnacle itself. We just want to ensure you understand the corporate world, Thompson continued. It's quite different from whatever it is you've been doing. Whatever I'd been doing included building a $20 billion tech company under a different name, but they didn't need to know that yet. Of course, I nodded. I'm eager to learn. Director Chin checked his phone, frowning. The market's been unpredictable lately. Nova Enterprises is causing havoc with their new trading platform. I suppressed a smile. Nova's platform, my platform, had been systematically outmaneuvering Pinnacle for months, setting up this very moment. Never heard of them, Thompson dismissed with a wave. Probably another flash-in-the-pan startup. My phone buzzed silently in my pocket. A message from my legal team. Final paperwork processed. Acquisition complete. Now then, Williams pulled out some forms. We'll start you at $45,000 annually, standard benefits package, 2 weeks vacation. The double doors swung open and my assistant Catherine walked in, perfectly timed as always. She was dressed impeccably in Chanel, worth more than the annual salary they were offering me. I apologize for the interruption, she said crisply, but Ms. Harrison, your acquisition of Pinnacle Technologies is complete. The paperwork has been filed and the press release goes out in 5 minutes. The room froze. Thompson's Mont Blanc pen clattered to the table. Williams's forms slipped from her fingers. Chen's phone dropped into his coffee cup. I'm sorry, Thompson stuttered. What acquisition? I stood slowly, smoothing my Armani suit. Oh, did I forget to mention? Nova Enterprises, my company, has just acquired controlling interest in Pinnacle Technologies. We've been buying shares through various subsidiaries for the past 6 months. Nova, your company? Williams whispered, her face draining of color. Yes, I smiled, accepting the folder Catherine handed me. I thought it would be interesting to see how Pinnacle's leadership treated a potential employee. I must say you've been enlightening. This is impossible, Chin protested. Nova Su is a reclusive tech genius who never appears in public? I finished for him. That was a convenient fiction. Though I must say, it was amusing watching you dismiss my company as a flash-in-the-pan startup just moments ago. Thompson stood up so quickly his chair rolled backward. Now see here. No, I cut him off. You see here. I pressed a button and the conference room screens lit up with Nova's market position, technological advantages, and acquisition history. While you were busy looking down on a woman with a computer science degree, I was building the company that would eventually buy yours. Catherine distributed new documents to the shell-shocked board members. These are the terms of your severance packages, she explained coolly. Though some of you may be offered positions in the restructured organization. Starting at the bottom, of course. It's the best way to learn the business. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. My phone buzzed again. The press release had gone live. Through the floor-to-ceiling windows, I could see the news breaking on the financial tickers in Times Square. I suggest you all take some time to review your options, I said, gathering my things. Catherine will schedule individual meetings to discuss your futures with the company. Those of you who still have one. As I walked toward the door, I paused and turned back. Oh, and Director Thompson, that entry-level position you offered me? I think you might find yourself uniquely qualified for it now. The doors closed behind us, leaving them sitting in what was now my conference room in my building in my company. "Catherine," I said as we walked to the elevator, "please ensure security has their new access levels. Wouldn't want any unauthorized personnel in sensitive areas." "Already done," she smiled. "And the champagne is chilled in your new office. The corner one with the view they said you'd never have." The elevator doors closed on the sound of chaos erupting in the conference room. Sometimes the best way to handle condescension is to let them show their true colors before revealing who's really in charge. And we were just getting started. The next morning I arrived at Pinnacle, now Nova Pinnacle Technologies, at precisely 8 a.m. The lobby was buzzing with nervous energy as employees tried to understand what the acquisition meant for their futures. "Ms. Harrison," Catherine met me at the private elevator, tablet in hand. "The former board members are waiting in the conference room. They've been there since 6 a.m. trying to find a way to challenge the acquisition." I smiled, thinking of them huddled around the table, desperately searching for a loophole that didn't exist. "Let them wait. I have something more important to handle first." We walked through the open plan office where yesterday's customer service representatives, the position they'd offered me, were starting their day. They looked up nervously as I passed, no doubt wondering if they'd still have jobs by sunset. "Everyone gather round please," I called out, stopping in the center of the floor. "I think it's time we had a chat about your futures." The employees slowly congregated, some still clutching their coffee cups like lifelines. In their eyes, I saw the same dismissal and condescension I'd faced yesterday, only now tinged with fear. "First," I began, "let me introduce myself properly. I'm Alexandra Harrison, founder and CEO of Nova Enterprises, and as of yesterday, your new chief executive." Murmurs rippled through the crowd. A young woman in the front, Sarah Chin, according to her badge, raised her hand tentatively. "Yes." I nodded to her. Are we all being fired?" I noticed her desk had a computer science textbook partially hidden under some files. The same textbook I'd used at Stanford. "Actually, Ms. Chin, I'm more interested in why a computer science major is working in basic customer service when your coding skills could be revolutionizing our AI systems." She blushed. "Director Thompson said I needed to learn the basics first." "Of course he did," I said dryly. "Catherine, please show Ms. Chin to the development team's floor. I think she'll find the work there more appropriate to her skills." As Catherine led the stunned young woman away, I turned back to the crowd. "Let me be clear. Under Nova's leadership, positions will be based on merit, not prejudice. Skills, not connections. Innovation, not tradition." My phone buzzed. A message from security. The board members were getting restless. "Those of you who've been held back, overlooked, or underestimated, your time has come. Those who've been coasting on privilege and politics." I glanced toward the conference room. Well, they're about to experience what starting at the bottom really means. The elevator dinged and my technical team arrived, rolling in carts of new equipment. "Everyone will be receiving updated workstations," I announced. "The technology you've been using is, let's say, several generations behind Nova's standards. Training begins this afternoon." Another buzz from my phone. Director Thompson was apparently demanding to see me. How quickly the mighty fall. "One more thing," I added, picking up a customer service headset from a nearby desk. "Today I'll be working alongside you. Let's see what we can learn about the business from the bottom up." The symbolism wasn't lost on anyone. Whispers of "she's actually going to take calls" spread through the crowd. "Catherine," I called, "please inform the board that I'm busy learning the basics of the business. They're welcome to join me on the phones if they'd like to demonstrate their commitment to starting at the entry level." For the next hour, I handled customer calls alongside the team, demonstrating Nova's advanced customer service AI system that would soon make their jobs easier. The energy in the room transformed from fear to excitement as they glimpsed the future I was bringing. "Ms. Harrison," Catherine approached during a brief break. "Director Thompson is insisting." "Is he now?" I checked my watch. "Well, I suppose we've kept them waiting long enough. Time to show them what starting at the bottom really looks like." As I walked toward the conference room, I caught my reflection in the glass walls. I didn't look like someone who needed to learn the basics. I looked like someone who was about to teach a masterclass in corporate karma. The board members were about to learn that sometimes the bottom isn't where you start. Sometimes it's where you end up. And their descent was just beginning. The conference room doors swung open and I walked in to find the former board members exactly where I'd left them, though considerably more disheveled after their all-night strategy session. Finally, Thompson exploded, his tie askew. Do you have any idea who we are? Former directors of a now subsidiary company, I replied calmly, taking my seat at the head of the table. Though your current status is pending review. Catherine distributed new documents, their performance evaluations from the past 5 years. The data painted an interesting picture. Declining innovation, stagnant growth, and a corporate culture that had driven away top talent. This is absurd, Williams sputtered, flipping through the pages. You can't possibly judge your performance? I interrupted. Actually, I can. And I have. Nova's AI analytics platform has been monitoring Pinnacle's operations for months. Would you like to see what it found? I pressed a button and the screens filled with data. Emails showing discriminatory hiring practices, financial reports revealing systematic suppression of innovative ideas, and records of qualified candidates being relegated to entry-level positions based on gender, age, or background. Particularly interesting, I continued, pulling up specific emails, were your discussions about my application yesterday. Another tech girl who needs to learn her place. That was you, wasn't it, Director Thompson? His face turned an interesting shade of purple. Those emails are private. We're private, I corrected. Like this building was private. Like your jobs were private. Things change. Catherine entered with another stack of documents. The new organizational charts, Ms. Harrison. Ah, yes. I smiled, distributing the papers. Let's discuss your futures with Nova Pinnacle Technologies. Chin found his voice first. You can't seriously intend to demote the entire board. Demote. I laughed softly. Oh no, Director Chin. Most of you are being let go. Though. I paused, enjoying the moment. We do have some entry-level positions available. After all, it's the best way to learn the business, isn't it? The irony hung heavy in the air. Thompson, I turned to face him directly, you'll be pleased to know that there's an opening in customer service. Starting salary $45,000, standard benefits package, 2 weeks vacation. Sound familiar? This is outrageous, he sputtered. I have 20 years of experience. And now you'll have the opportunity to gain some actual wisdom to go with it. Although, I checked my notes, given your documented history of discriminatory behavior, I'm not sure you're qualified even for that position. Williams tried a different approach. Surely we can come to some arrangement. Your technology combined with our experience. My technology, I cut her off, has already replaced most of your outdated systems. As for your experience, I gestured to the performance data still displayed on the screens. I'm not sure that's the selling point you think it is. My phone buzzed. A message from the development team. Sarah Chin, the customer service rep I'd promoted earlier, had already identified 3 critical improvements to our AI system. You know what the real irony is? I stood, walking to the window. If you had looked past your biases yesterday, you might have learned that Nova's systems could have saved Pinnacle. Instead, you were so busy putting me in my place that you never realized it was actually your place that was changing. The shareholders won't stand for this, Thompson tried one last time. The shareholders? I turned back, raising an eyebrow. They're ecstatic. Nova's stock price is up 30% since the acquisition announcement. Pinnacle's remaining shares jumped 45%. Turns out the market appreciates competence over hubris. Catherine appeared at the door. Ms. Harrison, the press is here for your announcement. Ah yes, I smiled. Time to introduce the new face of Nova Pinnacle Technologies. Though, I looked around the table, you might want to skip this part. It could be uncomfortable watching your replacement announce your obsolescence. As they filed out shells of their former arrogant selves, I stopped Thompson at the door. Oh, and about that entry-level position? I'm afraid you're overqualified. We're looking for people with potential, not. I glanced at his rumpled suit, expired privilege. The press conference was brief but impactful. I announced Nova's plans for Pinnacle. Complete digital transformation, merit-based advancement, and a corporate culture that valued innovation over tradition. Sarah Chin sat in the front row, already wearing her new developer's badge. In her eyes, I saw the same fire I'd had when building Nova. The determination to prove that talent doesn't need to start at the bottom when it's already aimed at the top. Later that evening, as I sat in my new office, the same one Thompson had said I'd never see, Catherine brought in an interesting piece of mail. "Director Thompson's application for a junior developer position," she said, trying to hide her smile. "He's attached a note about being willing to learn the basics." I picked up the application, thinking about karma and cosmic irony. "File it with the others," I said, turning back to my work. Under 4 lessons learned. Sometimes the best way to teach humility is to let people experience their own medicine. And sometimes the corner office isn't given to you, it's earned by proving everyone wrong. 1 year later, I stood in the same conference room, now addressing a very different board of directors. Sarah Chen, now our head of AI development, was presenting her latest innovation, a system that had revolutionized the entire industry. Thompson occasionally sent emails, still applying for positions, each one more desperate than the last. Williams had started a small consulting firm, though no one was interested in advice from someone who'd missed seeing Nova's potential. Chin had retired quietly to Florida, probably still trying to understand how he'd misjudged the situation so completely. The company's value had tripled. Our corporate culture had become a case study in modern leadership. And that entry-level position they'd offered me? We'd turned it into a fast-track program for overlooked tech talents, proving that sometimes the best way up isn't starting at the bottom, it's recognizing potential wherever you find it. "Ms. Harrison," Catherine interrupted my thoughts. "Your next appointment is here. Another tech startup looking for guidance." I smiled, remembering my own journey. "Send them in. Let's see if they have what it takes to build something extraordinary." After all, the best revenge isn't just success. It's using that success to ensure no one else has to prove themselves to people too blind to see potential.